Hey, y'all, on this episode of the Carolina Chuck Podcast, we're going to talk to my buddy, John Astafan. He's in commercial real estate. I got to meet him because he actually rents us this building. But he approached me with a benefit he wants to do for his late friends. It's called Rock for Runks. So we're going to talk to him about that in this podcast and see what it's all about. But you know, I got a Power TV, and he's pretty good at putting a storyline together.
Yep.
So whatever you want to get out there, yeah. So I know once he gets recording, but yeah, dude. So
how long have you been up here for?
No, going on 3. Going on 3 years.
Jeez.
Going on 3.
And then just started doing the podcast thing at home, and
yeah.
Right.
So I kind of made the Carolina Chuck brand, and and then I started going to radio stations, and I was like, I've always wanted to be a DJ. You know, the little kind of like kid dream if I didn't make it in baseball or something, you know. Yeah. So I figured I'd do that. And what happened is me and Nigel were walking around the car lot, and we were making TikToks and stuff, you know, and we were kind of getting popular because we were just making kind of goofy little videos because we just create content, you know. Yeah. And then we're like, hey, we ought to do a podcast just talking about stuff.
Yeah.
And he went and bought a $100 microphone. No cables to plug it in, just a microphone. One of these, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it in my book bag over there, but there's none of the arms, none of the things you record into. And he's like, I got a microphone. I was like, oh, man. So I went, you know, it was a pretty big investment. The Roadcaster's all legit stuff. And so I went and invested into it and got the whole podcast kit. And I took it home. And everything, the chair's good and everything.
Check, Mike. Check.
Yeah. Oh, he's good.
Check.
Yeah, I'm watching him down there. See?
Oh my God.
That's recording. I know that's recording.
That's awesome.
You got all the cameras going on?
Now we're all recording.
All right. Perfect. Let me cut my dang phone's ringer off.
Yeah. Ringing in the middle of it.
All right, John. So what's going on, Bubba?
Well, I think I sent you the invite to the Rock for Runks.
Yep.
I can give you a little bit of a backstory.
Yeah. So I seen that. I'm getting a lot of people are sending me stuff, but I had a conversation with you on the phone, and I was like, dude, I like the way this guy sounds. He talks really well. He would make for a good podcast. So I was like, whatever he's got to promote, man, we're gonna put it out there, and I'd like to get to know him anyway.
Yeah. Well, so Runks comes from his last name, Runkles. Myself, his wife, and a guy that he worked with, we came together and decided to make the Justin Runkles Memorial Fund, and based on his aspect of life, you know, he had I guess I'll give you the backstory.
Yeah. So
I've known him since I was in 6th grade, and grew up together in Carthage.
Carthage? So you went to school in Carthage?
Yeah.
You're from up here originally?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, his dad and my dad grew up on the same street, on the flats on South James Street in Carthage. So
okay.
It was kind of funny that, you know, we met in school and kind of really hit it off, and then just became really good friends. I mean, he was like a brother to me. Went through high school. He took up body work. He went to BOCES.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to BOCES for plumbing and heating, and he took to auto body. And then get out of high school, he marries his high school sweetheart, Jen, and I got married in July 2012, and he's good. He was my best man. But in March of 2012, right after their St. Patrick's thing that they have here in town, he got in a really bad car accident on Route 3
Okay.
by where the Partridge Berry Inn.
Yeah.
What happened was they were actually coming back from her parents' house. I think maybe his parents' house too. Her parents live in Natural Bridge. And 2 cars pulled out to pass another 2 cars. And the first car got around them, but the second car didn't. So they ended up swerving the same way, hit head on, killed Jen instantly, and put him in the hospital. And he almost didn't make it. And so he had one hell of a recovery. Metal. He had a wicked scar right here where he had just everything got shoved up into his diaphragm. They had to push it all back down. Metal rod in his leg. He had a big scar here from a metal rod, But he went through therapy and everything. And by God, he was at my wedding. He had a cane, but he was there for me. He was my best man.
Wow.
And ever since then, he get like a new aspect on life, what he went through. So he was like, I'm going to live life to the fullest and not, do whatever I want. I'm going to have fun. So he was the life of the party, we'd go to Giants games. We're both big New York Giants fans. Go to the Giants games.
We're going to have to take
every year.
that part out. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
And it was like our a thing of every year, kind of like a tradition for us every year to go to a Giants game. And I was glad that before he passed away, it was just him and I that went to a Giants game. So then he did some auto body work, got back into that. And then he came to work where I was working at the time, helping out there. And then he got a job with CNF Construction out of Adams, helping with the spray foam. And that's he met Brian Brown, who's the other guy we got together to put the fund together.
Right.
And then just one day before, 2 years ago in July, before the workday started, he just collapsed. And I guess it was from that accident back in 10 years before. He ended up having getting an enlarged heart. So yeah. So he remarried. I was the best man in that wedding, and he, at the time when he passed, they had a daughter together. I believe she's 3 now, 3 or 4. I can't remember, but so yeah, he was living life. Got to meet a lot of people up in the Rodman area.
Oh, Rodman Rednecks. Yeah. I seen that water tower or barn or whatever it is.
Oh yeah. He got to know a lot of people up there, and he loved music, and of course, the New York Giants, and just singing and dancing. I mean, if you went to a wedding reception and he was there, he would be out on the dance floor. He wasn't shy. Just started to get out there and dancing. And
one of the reasons I picked up on this pretty good is, I hadn't really told too many people this, but it kind of fueled my addiction for social media too. My best friend actually died in a car accident.
Oh, no kidding.
And we had kind of become estranged a little bit. Like we grew up together, and I started a family. He kind of had that party thing going on. And, but no matter what, like me and him, like if we didn't see each other every day, we're still best friends.
Yeah.
And I was scrolling one morning, just on Facebook, and I saw his sister had posted that he had passed away in a car accident, and I was like, like, what? I'm like, I just didn't believe it. Like it took me a minute to really like let that hit me, and then now that's why I'm like I feel like I wouldn't have known as soon as I did, or I don't know how long it would have took me to find out. So now I look on like Facebook and social media sometimes for just because like that it had a really big impact on me, and probably like one of the only times I've cried. You know what I mean? But it took me a couple of liquor shots, but it came out like crazy. But yeah, man, I really feel that, and you just kind of like, you know, I think about him every day, and like I couldn't, you know, I feel like I do a lot of stuff that, I mean, he was close, you know, we were really close, and it's like there's a lot of living that I try to do because I know that he's not, you know what I mean? Like, so I try to live extra, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I was picking up on this pretty quick.
Yeah.
The way you were telling me about it. And, but so what is the benefit itself? Like, what are we doing?
We set up the Justin Runkles Memorial Fund for, it's going to either be for one or two students going into the trades. So, because he was so into that. He did auto body, but he dabbled in a little bit of everything, construction. You know, he was a warehouse delivery guy, and we wanted to raise money to help any young individual going into the trades because we need them.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, electricians, plumbers, HVAC guys, body work, you know, just construction, heavy equipment, anything. We want to raise money and kind of help them get started, you know, with buying tools or whatever.
Whatever they need. I mean, if you find somebody willing to work, it'd be a good thing to help them get there. You know what I mean? A willing person to put, you know, that's willing to work.
That was the one place.
Could use some support.
For one thing I learned where I used to work, I did outside sales for a construction and supply company.
Yeah, we had talked about that on the phone.
And one of the guys or a lot of the guys that were ready to retire, you'd always hear there's not enough young people coming up to kind of take their spot. You know?
You know what's really cool, too, that you brought that up? I was telling you that I was selling custom staircases, prefabricated staircases. My old boss called me 2 days ago after he saw it on YouTube. I mean, he's down in Concord, North Carolina. I mean, he had a little buzz on him. He was like, "Man, I'm so proud of you. You're doing a good job."
You came so far.
Yeah. And that's how it was. He's like, I was really, you know, he's not a lot older than me, but he's quite a bit older than me. And he was like, you know, as long as you're young and willing to work, I'll put you to work. He taught me a lot of stuff. And I told him, I said, man, you know, this whole thing that I got going on here, I mean, I kind of came up with the idea when we're sitting in the work truck and you were talking about how you're running your business. And I'm like, how would I do it if I was him? You know what I mean? Like I was peeping his game back then. But that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We definitely wanted to, and maybe because this is the first one.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of learn as we go, but eventually we could put it towards something else too. That's why we kind of came up with the
it could
Memorial
grow.
Fund.
Something like that could grow.
Yeah.
So, what is now? What are we gonna? It's just a fundraiser, or
so it's from 12 to 8 at Spook Hill Bar and Grill.
Okay.
Out there in Adams Center.
What's the date on that? Oh yeah,
August 24th.
We're gonna try to get this out pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah. So it's August 24th.
Yeah.
12 to 8. There's going to be a chicken barbecue.
Oh, man. Say no more.
There's going to be bouncy house for the kids, face painting, plenty of alcohol. You know, they'll have the bar there. Yeah. Plus, they're going to have a bar set up down. There's a pavilion out back where all the bands are going to set up.
Who's lined up out there?
So I got to look here.
Yeah, read it off.
So we got Cluster Funk.
Oh, man, I've heard of them.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know them, but I've heard of them.
Warp 8, who was...
I hadn't heard of them.
So a guy that Justin used to work with.
Okay.
They were in their own They had their own band, Warp 8, and he was like their biggest fan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they haven't played in 10 years.
Oh, that's going to be
But
cool.
they're getting the band back together.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting the band back together. We're going to put on a show. Cash Money String Band, Landslide, Jared Kennedy, and Brett Falso.
I don't know none of those guys, but it'll be a good time.
It's the same day, because we kind of put this together a little late, and we didn't know that the Brewfest is going on like the same day.
Oh, no.
And so it's like, so a lot of the bands are going to be, a lot of the I guess.
The biggest local bands. Yeah.
But
it's called
whatever.
the Homegrown. We had Jason Price in here the other day promoting it. Uh-oh. Hey,
No, whatever. And next year or the next time we do it, we'll pick a different day. We won't put it on
whatever,
Brewfest.
you commit it now.
It is what it is.
It's still going to be cool. And those people are going to come out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll get
so
it.
how are we picking the recipient?
I think we're going to maybe like an application.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard other places do that. Like I think people send in the applications or they get voted on. People will probably maybe suggest certain kids, that are really going to take it to the next level.
And now is this going to is this going to be on Facebook? I mean, is it something at high schools?
Yeah, and so we won't be able to do it until next year. So we'll have plenty of time to kind of get something together.
Oh, yeah. So, when there's a will, there's a way, right?
Yep.
I'm trying to work on a couple of cool things for local kids this year. I had a conversation with, he was maybe the third, one of the people, he's on the school board, Jason Harrington, he's a good buddy of mine, and he's on the school board. He's going to get me hooked up with the superintendent because I want to try to do something for the kids in the elementary school, and try to have some kind of contest. There's a lot of kids that like the Carolina Chuck thing, and I'm like, hey, I appreciate that, y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? Kids want to meet me. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. I want to give back. So. I mean, maybe I could hook you up with a superintendent once I get his contact. I mean, I don't have it right away, and maybe he have some ideas, so it's kind of out of your hands. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
anyways.
right. Yeah, we're kind of learning as we go. So we'll have. I don't think we really had talked about it yet on how the whole application process was going to go, but I think as the time goes on here, we'll get something.
And it's hard and I mean that's a really tough thing to try to select. I mean, you want to help everybody. You know what I mean? You want it to be some kind of random thing that happens. It's hard to say, it's hard to pick the most deserving person. Mm-hmm. So and if you do that, you're still going to feel bad about it. So it's got to be random, I'm sure. You know what I mean? But so what do you do now for a living?
Right now, I work for Jake Johnson Properties.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a commercial leasing agent, and I've been with them since the end of October. And I was with McQuaid and Bannigan for about 18 and a half years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was nervous making the jump, but decided I covered St. Lawrence County, so it was, the travel was getting was wearing on me. And I figured I turned 40 in December, and I was thinking I might want to do something else, you know.
Ain't that much older than me. I'm 38. I was just talking about how I'm about to be 39 and freaking out about it. He's like, I took my hat off a minute ago. He said, I ain't never seen you without the hat. I was like, 'cause there's gray up there, bro.
Yeah. There's like nothing up here.
I was in the pool the other day, and I just got a haircut. My wife's like, don't cut too much off the back. I'm like, why? And
Party in the back.
I said, yeah. So, I mean, I got a little mullet going on. So I was like, dude, I want to trim. It's hot, So trim it a little bit. And we all get in the pool together. And she's like, her and my daughter are like, you got a bald spot on the back of your head. I'm like, what? And I'm freaking out, And then they finally take a picture. I was like, oh, that's kind of been there. But
yeah.
whatever.
Whatever. That's, whatever. I mean, like with this, my beard, it's pretty much gone all white. You know, it was like a salt and pepper, but there's more salt now.
Yeah. At least you can play Santa Claus.
Yeah,
know?
right. Yeah. I do grow it out for hunting season, but
so you do some hunting and stuff?
Yeah. I just go behind our house there with my father.
Heck, I could go behind my house right here in Watertown. There's some shooters walking down the street. I'm telling you, there's some big deer walking around town. It's crazy. I was like, what kind of place am I living in right now?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
This is like a city in the woods or something. I'm like, what is this, you know? There's some big deer up here, bro. I'm telling you, not compared to what, I've been shooting goats and stuff back home, you know? But, yeah, there's some big deer up here.
Yeah.
You do any fishing too?
Just like not real heavy, just for kind of fun. You know, if we go camping, I'll bring the pole, catch some sunfish or something.
I mean, I used to be big into fishing and hunting, and just I think what happened is I had this cool little pond. I was a big pond fisher, and and then we'd go out on the lake, and then we'd catch a couple bass and catfish, and we'd bring them back and throw them in the pond, which was a pretty dang big pond. I think it was about 26 acres. It was a big pond.
Oh, wow.
It was huge. And, I had my little John boat down there, and I knew all the spots, and, but it was big enough to where you could always hit a different little spot. I mean, you could spend all day doing it. And when I moved away from that place, it was just like, I just invested like 10 years in that pond.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I'm just sad about it. I don't want to go fishing anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't know.
Do you have any favorite spot up here?
I'll be honest, I hadn't done a whole lot of fishing. I kind of friended up some charters and stuff. They want to take me out, but dude, it's just like whenever I get done working, I'm either doing this or I just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
You know? I don't feel like doing much. I got kids and they're all different age groups. I got from the kids that live with me right now. I got a 14-year-old, 12-year-old. My son is 7.
Yeah,
and it is different dynamics. As soon as you get home, take me over here to the mall. Take me to do this, and then my son's let's go shoot some zombies or something. And I'm like, well, I'd rather go shoot the zombies, to be honest with you. So we had a Nerf war the other day, and my gun jammed, and he just unloaded on me. It was terrible. But
man.
So you got any kids?
Yes, 2 girls.
2 girls.
9 and 6. And like they're completely opposites.
Oh yeah, believe me, my 2 daughters, the 14 and 12-year-old, they are the biggest enemies. But then you'll find them sometimes sleeping on the couch, cuddled up.
Oh
each
yeah,
other, you know what I mean?
But 9 and 6, Skylar and Zaya, as their names.
Wow.
Skylar's the oldest, Zaya's the youngest.
Those are cool names.
Yeah, and been married. We just celebrated our 12th year anniversary, but we've been together 20 years. So
really,
yeah. So I met my wife, and I graduated in 2002. She graduated from Beaver River in 2005.
I just celebrated. I had to think before I said something. Chris is going to hear this. I just celebrated my 12th anniversary, by the way. I was like, wait a minute. All right, the 10th one was then. Okay. And then we've been together 16 years tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead.
No, we met. I was in like a little car club at the time, because Fast and Furious was.
Yeah, I'm gonna start an electric car club soon. It's just gonna be me and 2 other guys, but whatever.
But we met through her brother, and she went to Beaver River, graduated 2005, and then been together ever since. She got her doctorate in physical therapy up at Clarkson, and she owns her own business now, her own practice in Lowville. Journey Physical Therapy.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, she so that's why we were together so long. It took a while to kind of get married.
Yeah.
Because she was going through school. We lived in Gouverneur for a little bit, moved back to Carthage, just bought a small trailer, put it on a lot by my dad's, and then had a house built in 2018.
Dang. Yeah, we bought we bought a trailer too, like right off the rip.
If I could grow hair like that, we'd be really
you fit right in.
We'd be like twins.
Yeah, dude. So what's it like working with Jake? I mean, he's running a big operation over there. I mean, you see his name everywhere. He's a really cool guy. I met him a couple times.
Okay, yeah, you have. No,
I tried to get him on here, but he said he was too shy.
Oh, maybe we'll have to, drag him over here one day.
I've seen him getting railed in the what was it in the town council meetings or whatever.
That was like right around the time I was going to be starting with him.
Yeah.
But no, he's a busybody. He's all over the place. And
I sold his dad a truck.
Oh, did you really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's my claim to fame. But.
Yeah. It's like, hey. But no, they're great to work for. I really enjoyed it. I was nervous about it because when I was interviewing with him, because he got my info from the Watertown Chamber.
Really?
And I had never talked to him before. And
he called you up.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. And he was getting the chamber in their spot at top of the square. And I think he had just mentioned to her that he was looking for somebody to help. So she had my info, passed it along to him, and he called. I thought he was calling me for some construction stuff. And, one thing led to another. I came in and met both him and Kate and decided to make the move. So, because it was nice just going from Carthage to Watertown. A lot of the places I stop in are right here on the square.
Yeah.
So I don't have to travel all over the place. Yeah. But I've really enjoyed it. I was I didn't know if I needed like a real estate license or anything. And he's like, nope, no. He goes,
you're handling stuff that's already owned.
Yeah. So just kind of take care of the current tenants, look for anybody new that, is looking for a space, and help out anywhere I can. It's not just leasing.
Actually,
1 minute I could be maybe typing up a lease, the next I'm ripping out carpet or tearing down a wall or whatever.
I got my little fob.
Your little fob, yeah. I brought mine with me just in case I needed it.
But dude, that's kind of a cool gig. I mean, it really is. You sent me a video of a really cool spot. I mean,
oh yep.
I'd like to have that spot, but this is nice right here.
This is really nice.
It's really convenient and it's got everything already set up.
Yeah, and just being on the square.
Yeah,
it's
what we like to do is we like to figure out how to open those windows and get some outside live shots. But we don't know how it will react with the cameras and stuff. Well, I guess we're gonna have to wait till the winter time or something to really get dark when we're recording, because I work till 7 most of the time. So I do this at, record it later on at 8 usually. And it kind of catches people on like a more relaxed kind of mode too, But so one more time, when is this again?
August 24th at Spook Hill Bar and Grill from 12 to 8. And there's going to be the chicken barbecue. The bands are going to be playing. We're going to have local vendors. I don't have a list of those, but there's going to be some vendors set up selling some things. We're going to have raffle baskets. I think we might be doing a 50-50. And then we're also thinking about having whoever shows up give each person a ticket, kind of like a free entry into a prize drawing. So we'll see.
Yeah, and this is really investing back into the community. You come and spend some money, you're gonna invest in somebody who's gonna come fix your plumbing or something.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Come
fix anything.
Yeah.
And that's cool because people that are willing to work could use some help to get them there. There's a lot of people that would probably skip a few steps, and well deserved. Some people I've started as, when I came on the stairs, they brought me on as the laborer, right?
Yeah.
Because I was strong enough to carry those stairs, but I had a mind for management and sales, So if I could have took a little trade course or something, that could have put me further along than what I should have started. But I mean, I appreciate it where I started.
Oh, sure.
But, But with some people they deserve to be ahead of the game. And
yeah, there's a lot of young contractors that I met. They started out working for someone else, and just as a laborer. But then as they learn the trade and keep getting educated as they go, learning, like you have your base, you learned in school, did some hands-on stuff. Now you're right out in the field. And it's important to learn from those guys that have been doing that type of business for so long, because there's tricks to things, and these guys would learn from them, and then all of a sudden they're finally start their own business, and a lot of them are doing well for themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, but there's some people that get stuck at the bottom.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got to have that drive.
Yeah, you got to have that drive. But dude, this is a cool thing, and I appreciate you coming on here and hanging out. Yeah. And it's, I mean, I like the fact that this is stuff like this is happening, and I believe we connected pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, we
yeah,
got
definitely.
Oddly similar story.
Well, no, I'm glad. I'm glad you let me come on here and kind of give you a little briefing of what this is that we're putting on. The first Rock for Runks. He was really into rock and roll, all sorts of music.
Yeah,
he'd be playing air guitar. He'd be, singing in the mic. I mean, we had like an air guitar band.
Oh, wow.
Number one.
Yeah, dude, you should see me. But look, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so this is where he comes. We're going to keep recording on the mic for a few minutes. So he's going to cut cameras off. Then he's going to do some little cutaways with his camera. But, dude, I appreciate that. And this whole thing, I mean, some people are like, and a lot of people, but I've gone with my instincts. They're like, you want to get famous people and stuff. Where I'm like, nah, not me.
Oh, I saw that. Did you post something? Somebody was bashing you.
Yeah.
You're not really Carolina or blah, blah, blah.
I get that. I get stuff like that every once in a while. But I get a little bit of haters, which honestly, it's flattering. I'm going to be honest. That is the most flattering thing that it could have happened to me. I was like, wow, that's great. I mean, I was kind of mad because I've got a little bit of fighter in me, but I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to let his own friends destroy him because he's got several mutual friends.
Yeah.
And I just screenshotted it. I didn't put his name out there, but just to make it even better. And it happened. His friends had commented on it and liked it. So I know he got roasted by people from the North and the South. But no, people are, with this thing I got going on, dude, like I wrote podcasts and I wrote services underneath. I want to be able to help anybody. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't about, I'm not trying to like talk to like super famous people and blow this whole thing. I'm like trying to really help people in the community. That's really been good to me. Like, bro, I'm telling you, it's weird. People are coming up to me and,
well, you're like, I signed an autograph the other day.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. Part of me feels like I don't deserve to do something like that. So I want to like give a reason to. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I help these people blow this up and help. My little bit of effort helps you raise some money for a kid going to school. Like, that's the thing that like I have to like. I'm like I'm not real. I mean, I have confidence, but when people come up wanting to meet me, it's just like I just make country ass radio commercials. You know what I mean? Like I got to do something to fill that void where I want to like deserve it. So I'm like, dude, I will bring anybody in here and who's got something going on and try to help them out.
I think it was the commercial when you said something about Krogan bologna.
Oh yeah,
you're like Krogan bologna. You're like, what is Krogan bologna?
That's the one that really set the tone right there. And they were like, say, what the heck is Krogan? I still like people started sending it to me, dude.
Oh boy.
And
this is
I had the bullhead one, like what's a bullhead? And and the Josh Cox and the rattlesnakes one was a big one.
Yep.
And I had some bangers, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
What's the
that
cool
one.
is I got to write all these commercials. You know what
that's
I mean?
awesome.
I'd write
Yeah.
some one-liners, and I'd go in there and meet Johnny Sposano. Dude, he's excellent. He's a wordsmith. He's really good at what he does. But he helps me put them together, and obviously it's not just one take. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
he chops it up, puts it together. He's a real DJ. You know?
They turn out really
and
good.
that's why I give him a lot of credit. I'll go and to the station. I don't know. I'll shout him out as much as I can because they really helped me along the way with that. But when it came to,
If it weren't for Johnny Sposano, we would have never met.
right,
Oh,
I did
no
a TV
kidding.
show with him. And he was doing the video and editing for the cooking show.
Oh,
I'm not
Johnny's, cooking
Johnny
show,
on
yeah.
Fire. Yeah, so I did one.
Yeah,
with,
that's cool
I
too.
made
I've
a
watched some of
cornbread
those.
casserole, and he was there. And what happened that morning? Funny, dude. Check this out. I was supposed to be on I was involved with 3 different TV stations that morning. I was late to the 7 News to promote the boxing thing. Listen, I was supposed, and they were on the air live going, "Where's Carolina Chuck?" I'm standing out there trying to get into the studio. They're like, "You're too late." I'm like, "Well, they're waiting on me." And the girl didn't know, and they're live on the air. I'm like, "But they're waiting on me."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whatever." And then I was pitching this. Well, they invited me to sit down with them at NBC. So I was already dressed up, So I came over here, and they're like, "Oh, I'm glad you dressed up for us," or whatever. And I'm like, "Yeah." So I gave them the rundown of what I want. They wanted me to do something a little different, and I was like, "No, I think I'm going to do what I'm doing because it's what I'm doing. I'm going to do it anyways, And we can do it on TV, or I'm going to do it at my dining room table."
Yeah.
And then I had to cut that meeting short because I had to go film another TV show with PBS at Johnny Sposano's house, which was a really cool day for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got over there, but by the time I got over there, I was thinking nothing about like TV. I'm like, I don't know what I've got myself into. So I'm watching this guy, and he's got all these cameras. I've never seen Johnny on Fire. I don't know how long the TV show is or what. Yeah, I heard about it.
Will Ferrell when he's in Talladega Nights, he just
If you don't chew Big Red, then you.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Just put them down.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. But then,
Big Red and fun.
yeah, so I'm literally walking. He's like, "I know there's a cougar in the car. I put it in there." So I'm watching this guy do his thing, and then I'm just like wondering if I got to do all this for my TV show. And I'm like, wow, this is a lot because he's got 9 people with him, and they've got 20 cameras everywhere. I'm like, holy moly! And then Johnny, he's wanting me to do this stuff, and every little task he gives me, he ends up doing it anyways because I'm just going slow because I just want to do it right.
He keeps going. You're such a gentleman.
Yeah. He was so nice about it. I'm just like, all right.
There's so many moments in the episode that made me laugh.
I was dying.
You're such a gentleman. Here, just rip that out.
Yeah, I'm dying watching it. You know what I mean? Nobody picked up on it, but I was just like, dude, I want to be really delicate and slow and just adding the salt, whatever,
Just a pinch of salt. Oh.
Yeah. So,
Oh, no.
And then I've never cooked.
On fire. We don't even damn.
Right, and I've never cooked in a freaking wood stove either, or whatever it was.
Oh, that's
a brick
right.
oven.
He's got the brick oven.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know how long this is supposed to go in there for, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I cook in an oven, it takes me like an hour, And
The smoke starts barreling out of there. Ooh.
yeah. So I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyways, so we did that. Everything turned out pretty good. Dude's an artist, and so I came on and started doing this, and he started messaging me. We started messaging back and forth, and I was like, dude, you want to do some side work?
Yeah, right.
And he came on,
hey,
and
man,
dude, I think he's really changed the game. And
this is awesome.
Really because I'm not an editor or filmer or anything like that. I can just sell and talk.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And I got lots of personality, So
yeah, I know. There's so much more to it than just grabbing a mic and a camera, just like the editing part of it. It's
You got everything, bud?
Photos.
All right, we're gonna take
Ooh,
some
cool.
photos.
Come on, guys, picture time.
It is